You open your charts and there it is, a stock ripping higher, green candle stacked on green candle. It feels like you finally caught one. You buy, and within a day, sometimes an hour, it stalls and turns against you. You're not imagining this pattern. It's happened enough times that you're starting to wonder if you're just bad at reading charts. You're not. You've been buying spikes with no foundation under them, and today, we're fixing that. Point number 1. Common mistakes. Here's what that mistake actually looks like. A stock has been quiet for a while, then suddenly jumps 8, 10, 12% in a single session. Maybe it's a small cap that gapped up on news. Maybe it's a name trending on social media. Either way, it's suddenly everywhere on your feed. You buy near the top of that move because it feels like momentum, like proof the stock is going. But a move that comes out of nowhere with no base behind it has nothing holding it up. There was no test of supply, no proof sellers had actually backed off. You bought a feeling, not a structure. The spike itself was never the signal. The absence of a base is what should have stopped you from entering. Point number 2, the principle. Stocks don't move in a straight line, even in a strong uptrend. Price pushes up, then pauses and trades sideways for a while as buyers and sellers fight it out at a new, higher level. That sideways pause is a base, a range, and it's doing real work. Every session price spends inside that range is a session where sellers are being absorbed without the stock falling apart. When that absorption is done, the range gets outgrown and price pushes through the top of it with real conviction. That push is a real breakout. A spike with no range behind it skipped that entire process, which is exactly why it has nothing left to carry it once you're in. The rule: if you can't point to a defined range the stock built before the move, you're not looking at a breakout, you're looking at a spike. Point number 3, drawing the box. This idea, a defined range price has to earn before it breaks out, isn't new. One of the clearest versions comes from Nicholas Darvas, a trader who documented his approach in his book, How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. His method, now known as the Darvas Box, is simple to picture. Watch a stock already in an uptrend. Mark the highest high and the lowest low of its recent sideways pause. That's your box, a ceiling and a floor. As long as price stays inside it, you wait. The moment price closes clearly above the ceiling on real volume, that's your defined breakout. Not a guess, an actual level on the chart. Volume matters here too. A close above the ceiling on light, half-hearted volume is weaker evidence than one with real participation behind it. Point number 4, building the entry. Once you've got that box, there are 2 ways beginners can use it, and they carry different risk. The first is buying the breakout itself, the close above the top of the box. That's your most aggressive entry because you're paying up for confirmation. If the stock builds another box higher and breaks that one too, you can add a second position, buying in stages instead of committing everything at once. That staged approach also protects you from the most common version of this mistake, putting your entire position into a single candle and hoping it holds. The second, lower risk approach is splitting the box in half and buying near the bottom, closer to where the floor was defended, paying less with a tighter level to prove you wrong. The rule: the lower half of the box is your lower risk entry. The confirmed breakout above it is your higher conviction, higher cost entry. Point number 5, the trend context still matters. A box can form during a downtrend too, and breaking out of one in a downtrend is a very different bet than breaking out inside an established uptrend. This is where trend context earns its place, not as a magic signal, but as a filter. Checking whether a shorter-term moving average has crossed above a longer-term one, or whether momentum readings like the MACD are holding above the zero line can help you separate a box forming inside strength from one forming inside weakness. Neither tool tells you what happens next, they just help you avoid setting up in the wrong direction to begin with. The trend filter's job isn't to predict the future, it's to stop you from trading a box that's fighting the larger trend. Point number 6, watch when the range breaks. Here's the part that actually protects your account, and it's the part most beginners skip because it's boring. This setup does not work every time. No structure does. Boxes fail, breakouts reverse. The reason this method is useful isn't that it wins more, it's that it gives you a specific, defined point where you know you're wrong. If price breaks back below the box you bought from, that's not bad luck. That's your plan working as designed. You planned your stop loss and position size before you entered, not after the trade started moving against you. The rule: your exit level isn't a reaction. It's decided at the same moment as your entry, using the box you already drew. Point number 7, manage your risk. So here's what this changes about how you trade. Next time you see a stock spiking, stop asking, should I buy this now? Ask, where's the range this move came out of? If you can't find one, that's your answer. You're chasing a spike, not trading a breakout. If you can find one, mark the ceiling and the floor. Decide in advance whether you're taking the higher conviction entry on the confirmed break or the lower risk entry near the bottom of the box. Set your invalidation level before you enter, not after the trade started moving against you. Size the position so that if the box fails, the loss is something you can absorb without it changing how you trade the rest of the month. None of this makes you right every time. What it does is take the decision out of your gut and put it on the chart where you can actually test it, repeat it, and get better at it. The traders who look like they're catching every move aren't reacting faster than you. They're just buying the structure instead of buying spikes. Start marking the box before you chase the candle, and you'll already be trading differently than you were yesterday. Subscribe for more educational contents.